Hi, hello. Yes, I understand I'm a bad YouTuber. I knew that I wanted to do a booth reset after Vlogmas, but this time around we needed to make a few permanent changes, I guess, or semi-permanent changes. Obviously nothing is actually permanent, but at least have some incentives in place to just chill me out a little. I don't need to move everything around if one item sells, but I don't think you guys are gonna be disappointed because this is just part one of a 3-part series for this booth reset. Yes, 3-part series for this reset. I know, it's crazy, insane. Why am I doing this in a 3-part series? Because it's a lot of work. For what I'm doing, it's gonna take some time and it's gonna take a lot of footage. But I'm gonna let past Amanda explain to you what the plan is for the front half of the booth. So this front half, the clothing boutique. Clothing, shoes, accessories. I've sold clothing before. We actually have a bunch of clothing in here right now. I know it does well, and I would really like to have a more permanent clothing section up here at the front. Some racks, movable clothing rack right here. I have ideas. That'll make it really easy for me to be able to just stock, right? I won't have to think about a crazy reset or moving a ton of things around. This front area's main purpose will be clothing and accessories. The plan is to paint that wall with the urbane bronze that we put on the back side of the door wall on the last reset. Tori really liked that color and requested that it be on this wall as well for this boutique area. We also need to move this bad boy out of the way. We are hand making all these clothing racks. Well, kind of. We're getting the materials and we're putting them together. One of the racks needs a board to go up top like a shelf. Same thing with the clothing, the freestanding clothing rack that we're putting here. There's gonna be a board for the piping to sit on, but then there's gonna be a shelf top up top. So board and board. There's another dealer here in the antique mall that has a bunch of slab pieces of different wood types, species. Yeah. We're gonna pick out a few of those from there. I think people mistaken my 2 booths as being completely separate booths. And so we're gonna take down this one door that goes all the way out to the border of my booth, and that will help with the flow from one booth to the other. At least that's my thought process. The inspiration pick for the wall rack, of course the HVAC starts right now, I'm gonna get a little closer, is based off of this picture right here. Do you see how it's a double and it's got a shelf up top, but it's made out of that piping? Now I have a really rough sketch. Don't look at it too closely, please. And I have some rough measurements on there as well. Don't want the top of the pipe more than 7 feet up because I need room for that shelf. Now the shelf could be taller than my booth, but I really don't want that. I want it to only come up to right about there for the height of the rack, so you can still take clothing off. Does that make sense? The best solution I have found to actually figuring out what I need is going and putting them together right there in the Lowe's aisle. working on the board. Let me show you my sketchbook, hold on. I sketched up the final design for the freestanding rack, and then I did a better sketch of the wall rack. And here are the two boards that we're working with. It's time to start sanding. It's so messy, I hate sanding.
God! What's in here?
I finished up the boards this morning. All that was left to do was to clean them and then put a protective coat on, which I always use Minwax's polyacrylic. What I'm gonna try and do now is get this wall rack mounted. I'm going to attempt to do this by myself, but I really feel like this is a two-person job. Just went ahead and built the rack on the floor instead of trying to put a piece of it up on the wall and then build it from there. There it is. It's upside down right now because that's the only way I could figure out how to do it. And I'm gonna attempt to flip it and see if I can prop it up against the wall and then go from there. Oh no, it's so much taller than I thought it'd be. Okay, that goes all the way to the very top of the booth wall, which I think is what I told you guys that I didn't want. Let's make sure that distance between the wall and the hang bar is actually good. It's just barely. I think what I need to do is replace these 4 feet pipes with 3 feet pipes instead. And then this back piece that goes into the mounting piece. See that piece right there? Need something that's like an inch or 2 bigger for those back pieces. But overall, it looks like the design's gonna work. I gotta go back to Lowe's again. Oh my God. I messed up when I got these tees. See that? They're 3/4 this way and a 1/2 inch this way. So I need to go back and get more of those, but as I was thinking about it, for how I want the shelf piece that's gonna sit up top, I was really struggling with how it was gonna work because I felt like it was too heavy for just a mounting piece at one end and a mounting piece at the other. I feel like it needs something like this shelf has, where it's got a bar going all the way across that it can sit on. And I don't know why I didn't think about it earlier. Chick-fil-A. I never want to come here ever again. I'm over it. She's over it. We are placing the board. What would you call that?
Cross brace?
Cross brace to hang a mirror in this corner so that it's looking out. If you were to put it here, you're gonna hit this here and you're not gonna be able to see yourself very well if you wanted to put on like a jacket or something. So that's why I'm gonna put it in the corner so that you could stand back a little and actually see yourself. And of course the mirror will be for sale as well. And once it sells, I'll replace it. Questions? Do you have a question? Ask me questions.
Do you want to do it?
No.
Oh, okay. I'll do it.
We cut this board. It was a 4-foot board. I wanted it 37 inches, and we put 45-degree angles on it so that it sits nice and flush up against the wall. We're gonna try to do the countersink.
They won't have to see if it doesn't work.
Exactly. I'll edit it out.
There we go. Everything goes perfect.
Everything goes perfect.
There's nothing that ever goes wrong.
Nothing ever goes wrong. Look. Oh my God.
I feel like I'm going through the hotel.
I
Can I take your bags? You made a mistake. Okay.
Yes! It's tall enough where you can add jackets and it won't touch the floor.
Wow.
Or at least. I took down the Venetian style mirror and put up this gold frame mirror instead. It's still not doing what I want to do, so I think I need to move the back brace boards up and then add a second one on the bottom so it doesn't keep dipping in like that. And that'll get me closer to what I want as far as being able to like look at yourself, trying on a coat. Right now I'm gonna sweep and then I'm gonna start hanging clothes and putting some things back into the space. It is looking so good and we're not even done. I can't decide if I want to put a dresser in this space right here or this pie safe but with glass panels. That's what I'm trying to decide. Like, is this space even wide enough for someone to walk down and have a piece of furniture right here? Let me get my measuring tape. We're working with 43 inches exactly. What do we got? The dresser is 20 and the pie safe with the glass panels is 17 and a half. Let's do the height, hold on. 56 inches on the pie safe. 33 and a half on the dresser. There. I'm leaning towards the dresser. not bad. It's not bad. It's a little tight through there. I can move through. Is it like too claustrophobic? I think I want to try the pie safe here. No, it's not gonna work. It's too encroaching. It's somehow smaller. Yep, not. Yeah, that's not gonna work. We'll find another place for it. As for right now, that's the better piece for that spot. Today is all about filling up the racks with clothing. I brought a bunch of clothing in. Tori's bringing even more clothing in. I'm kind of worried I don't have enough hangers. So we'll see. This is just my favorite part. The filling, the styling, putting it all together. I know not everybody sells clothes, but for those that do or those that are thinking about getting into clothing sales, I thought you'd like to know a little bit of information. It's been 30 days since we've completed this front half of the reset. Out of those 30 days, 16 of those days, a clothing item has sold. And on 9 of those 16 days, multiple clothing items had sold. I thought that was really interesting. Other things have sold as well, but with the clothing, I thought that was something to share. I don't feel like I made this very clear in the video, but most of this clothing is Tori's. I'm gonna have a little bit of clothing up here as well, but mostly furniture, rugs, and smalls, things of that nature. I'm happy to have her come in here and be invested in this business as well. What else has happened in the past 30 days? Oh, we got more hangers in and filled up the bottom rack down there. You can tell in the final shots that the racks weren't completely full. We ran out of hangers. I thought we had enough. Also fixed that mirror situation, raise the whole thing up and put the cross brace on the bottom so that it sits more upright and flat and you can actually at least see your torso. Not all of this is super vintage clothing. I want to point that out as well. A lot of it is, but the plan is to focus more on materials, natural fibers, denim, and if it happens to be vintage, retro, or antique, that's a bonus as well. We'll take it. I absolutely love it. I'm very happy with how it's turned out. I think we really maximize the space as well for ultimate revenue making. I'm sure there's better ways to set it up, but I like it. It's the boutique that I've always wanted. Very thrilled. For reference also, I wanted to say that this is 11 by 8. Just this front half. If anybody out there has a comparable size booth and wants to do something like this, I think you could do it. I think you could do it, and the initial investment, obviously, all the hardware and the pipe, that wasn't cheap, the boards weren't cheap, and good old elbow grease. But these are investments that I'm making up front because this is gonna stay this way for a while, which I'm okay with. I'm looking forward to only needing to stock it and not necessarily move everything around. Stuff is gonna get moved around as things sell, but for the most part, these racks aren't going anywhere. They're gonna stay in this space. Only exception is we might move this one to Luckett's to hang clothing on. I'm not sure. Maybe. We'll see. I would love to hear y'all's thoughts on how this went. I know the music is a big change. It's a little more edgy, I guess. I I think I've entered my angry teenage phase in my 30s. Are there things that you would have done differently? Have you sold clothing before? Do you feel like it does well for you or not so much? I would love to know your thoughts. I feel bad for everybody that's clicked off of this video at this point because it's the outro and you're just like, it's over, boop, done. Well, those people missed out on the preview for part 2 of this reset. Bye.